Good morning and welcome to your daily morning horoscope for Wednesday, 11 February 2026, Aries. The establishment of a new business partnership could require a lot of paperwork today. It might be really tedious trying to make sense of the jargon involved, but it is important to you, so you're likely to be more persistent than usual. Someone more familiar with these matters could explain the ins and outs to you, and this is likely to be a very fortunate development for you, so don't lose heart. Hang in there. Taurus, legal documents that concern your business may need to be executed today. There might be a lot of paperwork to wade through, but not to mention jargon that appears indecipherable. Don't get too impatient, however, as this is important. Instead, find someone more familiar with this sort of thing and get him or her to explain it to you. Assuming it's agreeable, take care of it and move on. The result should be worth it all. Gemini, today you might consider making an investment of time, energy, and perhaps a little money in a creative project of some kind. This could also involve modern technology in some way. You could have several colleagues who want to work with you on this, and therefore the enterprise could be very exciting. Be sure not to lose sight of the practical details involved, or you might never get it off the ground. Cancer, visitors might come to your home today to discuss business of some kind, perhaps job related, perhaps about an enterprise you're developing on your own. If you aren't careful, however, you could get caught up in conversations that are more social than practical, and thus lose sight of the reasons you got together. Stay focused on the matter at hand, and you could be pleasantly surprised at the results. Leo, a rush of excess ambition could cause you to channel a lot of your physical energy into whatever work you're doing. This might involve writing, teaching, or speaking in some way. As a result of your zeal, your body could be exhausted, but your mind is spinning like a top. Even though the thoughts come up in a way that might be scattered, it might be best to pace yourself now more than you're inclined to. So please, stay focused. Virgo, an upcoming visit from someone close may have upcoming overtime in order to fix up your house. Therefore, you could be tempted to go crazy buying decorative items. This is fine to a point. Be careful. Some of the stuff that looks good in the stores might not look quite the same once it gets to your home. Your guest is more interested in seeing you. Decorate in moderation and have some fun doing it. Libra, working at home might be the answer for you today. You could be physically and mentally worn out from working too hard, but you still have important tasks to complete. You may operate better on your territory right now, without having to fight traffic or parking problems. You tend to be very conscientious where work is concerned, sometimes to your own detriment. Don't do this today, otherwise you might burn yourself out. Scorpio, news you may receive about your place of business or the people you work for might bring up doubts about your future in the organization. You might feel that you aren't getting anywhere, and you might be considering the possibility of changing jobs or even careers. Someone may put forth a type of opportunity that you've never considered before. Think about it, but don't decide after a few days. Sagittarius, paperwork involving money might seem a bit overwhelming today, and you might ask a friend for advice or assistance. This person probably knows what it's all about, so listen. Even though you might not understand much of what he or she says, financial benefits could be in the wind. You may be entertaining outrageous fantasies of what you're going to buy with it all. Dream all you want, but be practical when the windfall comes. Capricorn, some rather tedious and boring paperwork you have to handle for your business might be a pain in the neck now, but it should bring a lot of benefits to you later. Therefore, you'll want to exercise your usual conscientiousness in order to assure that it gets completed. Your diligence and dedication should attract the attention of those in authority, so expect advancement in some way, onward and upward. Aquarius, books, lectures, and other sources of information regarding spiritual, metaphysical, or religious matters could have your mind spinning. What you read or hear is likely to be fascinating, but you might be too overwhelmed to make sense of it right now. Don't feel that you have to get it all together today. Do something else, let it all stew, and tomorrow its meaning could all appear to you in one quick vision. Pisces, a goal related to business or finance that is very important to you could require you to pay a lot of attention to paperwork today. You're likely to spend most of the day in it since a deadline may be involved. Take care that you don't get so caught up in the quest for perfection that you stress yourself out. Sometimes obsessive attention can sabotage the very aim you're working toward. Stay focused and pace yourself. This has been your daily morning horoscope for Wednesday, 11 February 2026. Do have yourself a great day.
calls don't stop coming. The phone is going off in my hands, but we've got business to conduct. Good morning and welcome to the DBS Morning Show. My name is Maureen. Let's head over to the news department and then we'll be back.
Good morning. Time now for the news. My name is Timothy Polio. Plans already in motion for St. Lucia's biggest cultural showcase. The St. Lucia Tourism Authority, along with key stakeholders, hosted a breakfast with business forum to map out strategies for the upcoming Jazz and Arts Festival aimed at boosting visitor arrivals, strengthening media partnerships, and making this year's edition bigger and better.
The agents are trying to get the best deals for their artists, and artists are also waiting to see if they get nominated for the Grammys. And when you get nominated for the Grammys, it means your price goes up as well. The Jazz Festival for the St. Lucia Tourism Authority is a marketing tool. We do not do the Jazz Festival to say we're having a great time, we're having a fete. We do it as part of our global strategy in terms of marketing.
Minister for Tourism, Culture and Commerce, Dr. Ernest Hilaire, reflected on last year's fallout with some media houses and pledged a stronger collaboration moving forward. He stressed that without the media, St. Lucia's offerings would not be seen or heard on the global stage. We continue the broadcast with news that Government Senator Alison Jean tabled a resolution during Tuesday's Senate seeking to extend relief on overdue VAT payments, aiming to give businesses additional time to settle arrears without incurring penalties and interest.
Merchants and businesses to utilize this forgiveness of these funds to realign and improve their balance sheets, thereby improving their financial position, because penalties and interest are liabilities on the balance sheet of these businesses. So by excising these penalties and interests, we ought to see an improvement in the financial position of these businesses.
The motion is not intended to excuse late remittance of VAT, the Senate heard. Businesses remain obligated to remit VAT promptly once collected, but smaller and medium-sized enterprises often face challenges in meeting reporting and filing requirements. A 24-year-old man is receiving advanced medical care after being shot on Monday evening in the capital. According to an incident report from the St. Lucia Fire Service, officers responded to a report of a gunshot wound on Jabati Street, Castries, at approximately 10:18 p.m. on February the 9th of 2026. Upon arrival, emergency personnel found the adult male victim lying in a supine position at the roadside. A medical assessment at the scene revealed the man had sustained penetrating wounds to his lower abdominal area and lower extremities. Fire service officers provided immediate treatment and stabilization before transporting the victim to a nearby medical facility for further urgent care. The circumstances leading to the shooting remain unclear. The St. Lucia Fire Service has completed its emergency response role in the incident, and the investigation is now likely under the jurisdiction of the Royal St. Lucia Police Force. Authorities have not released further details regarding the victim's condition or any potential suspects. In a key move to preserve St. Lucia's cultural sound, students at the Castries Comprehensive Secondary School are now equipped with a major donation of new music gear. The partnership aims to ensure local rhythms and traditions don't fade away, but grow louder for generations to come, thanks to St. Lucia Lucilec, that's the Lucia Electricity Services Limited, and the Castries Beer.
Music Hub, I aim for it to be like a national movement of music for young people, preserving the arts, preserving culture, giving and helping students acquire their St. Lucian identity through music. Formally we started in September, and right now we have expanded to having brass, woodwinds, drums, traditional drums, quattro, banjo. We also have our keyboard, we have strings which is starting off. So we give lessons in every discipline in music right now, and everything is centered around St. Lucian folk music and St. Lucian folk culture.
He highlighted the range of equipment received, which will support students in learning, creating and preserving St. Lucia's music culture and folk traditions, ensuring that local sounds continue to evolve rather than gather dust. And that's the news. Thank you so much for watching and listening. Join us at noon for our next news major, the Lunchtime Report. I'm Timothy Polio. Good morning.
Thank you, guys. Let's take a break. We come right back after this. Well, Ace has got new music coming out, and we had a nice little chat and sit down with him. I give him his little flowers before, already, because he's always putting the work in. So let's find out what's in the pipeline with Ace. Whenever you see me with this guy, well, lately, he had to be music because I like to give him pressure, but I will not do it. I will maintain the professionalism, and I'll save the rest of the powers for off the camera. But Ace, let's keep it absolutely professional. Happy New Year, darling.
Happy New Year to you too, and it's wonderful.
It's
wonderful. It's a beautiful day.
You're not stopping, and that's the beautiful thing about it. A creative is a creative, and a creative will always be a creative.
That's right.
And this gentleman is always putting the work in. Now let me get serious now. Let's give him pressure, but this is serious time. This is one thing I've said to him, and I've always admired and always say. Ace is always producing. The man is always putting in the work. The man is always looking at ways and means to improve his craft. And I can give him that. So here he is again, just kicking off the brand new year. And already we have new material that we can look forward to. So Ace, let me congratulate you on what we're about to release. But also let me say again to you, your work ethic and your application to your craft is really admired.
Thank you very much for that. There are many other people that need that kind of encouragement, right? And I will accept it on their behalf.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's always a good thing. Like you said, I'm always putting the work in. I don't necessarily release the work as much as I should, but I will. All right. So, and this is the beginning
It's about
of
time.
it. Yeah,
It's
the
about
beginning
time.
of it.
Yeah, it's about
There's
time.
too much. There's too
Why
much.
though?
There's too much stored away.
Well, why though? That is the thing I want to ask. Is this because life takes toll, or is it you questioning yourself? Because you're sort of like a perfectionist when it comes to your music. I've realized.
Well, yes.
Yeah.
I've grown to understand that you need to let it go.
Exactly.
You need to let it go. Just
let it go.
and let it do what it does.
Fly, man.
And so, all of the years of accumulating, writing songs, accumulating music, doing songs for other people, it's easier for me to do songs for other people and let it go than for myself, because I'm that critical of the stuff that I do. But I've learned to let it go and share it with the rest of the world.
What changed? What made you finally realize? Listen, man, I need to just be. Where did that?
Well, because I understand the business of music, and I mean, there are millions of songs released every day. So what's another one added to the millions of them, and the game is not releasing the song. The game is promoting the music and promoting the artistry and promoting the artist, the brand, and all of that. So,
what we've seen a lot too is a lot of the times artists, creatives do music, and they might be telling themselves, well, this one, that's the one, this is the one. And they put it out, and the one that they had absolutely no confidence in is the one that takes
That's
off.
right. That's right. It happens all the time to all of us.
Absolutely.
The song that we least expect, or the song that we don't even like, ends up getting leaked.
Absolutely. Now, we're about to head into a new one. Tell me about this one. This one was sitting there, or that's a brand new?
No, it was sitting there. I don't. There's only one song I ever quickly released. One. That was the one I did last year. The real one.
Oh yes.
Wine Pony Tippy and Drop.
Yeah, that's a dancehall one.
Yeah.
Hey, my song, my song.
That was back then. That's the only song I did from start to finish. Probably took me 3 weeks to start to finish, go through the whole process of mixing, mastering, and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
And got it out right away. But everything else so far, I've been sitting on and perfecting, and now is the time to release these projects.
So why did you choose this particular one now?
This one is a love song.
Valentine's, right?
Well, yeah, Valentine's, and just the inspiration of telling the story of someone who wants to explain how he feels about someone,
Aw.
right? Just putting that out there
Right.
for whoever can relate to it or would be able to relate to it. This I chose this one because I have others, but I chose this one. It's reggae influence, and I'm an R&B sort of guy, so it's
Oh, it's something like a different, stepping out of the comfort zone a bit, and really and truly starting to take yourself serious, yeah, and start putting the
Take
music
myself
out.
serious. Yeah, man.
What about compilation? Is that leading up? Because most times when you hear that the conversation starts going like that, we're looking like next album coming up soon, or some sort of compilation in putting the products out. Is that what we're heading into? That's what the beginning of something here?
we'll see what happens.
Ah.
But there are projects. There are lots of projects in the pipeline, and compilation. I would say catalog more than compilation. That's a cryptic message, though. I'll take a catalog as opposed to compilation, based on the project that I'm working on.
Okay, so it's going to
Right.
be more than.
More
Way
than,
more than,
yeah, way
yeah.
more than. That's
Okay,
what we're
wow.
looking forward to.
Well, I'm glad you're finally getting comfortable and putting the stuff out, man.
Yeah, man.
How empowering does that feel, though,
Well,
as a creative?
as a creative, yeah, it's always good to release a song. But like I said, because I understand the business of the music, I understand what the game is nowadays. The game moving forward is that people only know who you are if you.
You're there. Yeah.
That's
yeah,
what it is.
exactly.
So you put it out there, and you market as much as possible, and you get the people to understand or learn the song, or
Right.
put
Let's
song
talk
into their
about this
lives.
one. Is it out already? Is it coming out? Is it where would we find it? What are we looking for? Because we had to set up the numbers. We're gonna set up the numbers. You're a guy, and you always do good music. Your music always sounds so good.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
It's not out yet. It's coming out on Thursday.
Nice.
Thursday is the
Wow.
day. It
Timing.
it will be available on all platforms. It will be delayed on Spotify for business reasons.
Okay. Understood.
But it will come out on all platforms. I guess YouTube will be the first one. It
Is
will
there a
be
visual at the
accompanied
time?
by a visual.
Okay,
So
that's what I'm saying.
That's the stepping out of the comfort zone part for
Wow.
me.
Wow.
Right? Yeah, that's the stepping out because
This is nice.
I'm always in the background. With 758, with Slow Records, with
Yes.
everything, with everybody else's music, I'm always
In the
far
back,
tucked in the background.
right.
So.
So you're
it's-
definitely taking the forefront in every aspect of the word.
Yeah,
this time.
man.
I like that.
Put it out there. I'll put it out there.
Put it out there.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
Thursday, any specific time we can look forward to the official release? Midnight?
I guess we should be able to start on DBS.
Why not?
Yeah.
Well, of course.
Yeah,
We
we
can do
should.
the preview on Wednesday.
Yeah, before news,
Yeah.
get some prime time in there.
We can do that. Yeah.
We can do that.
It happening. It's happening.
that, yeah.
After it's happening. In the meantime,
get that.
Ace, how can persons continue to follow the movement of Ace? Losses. It looks like this year there's going to be a lot more of you.
Irvin Ace Loctar, IRVINACELOCTAR. You can't get it wrong because I am the only person in the world out of 8 billion people with that combination of names.
Yeah.
So
You don't just
It's
put
me.
Ace. It's Irvin.
Yeah,
Don't
Irvin
just put
Ace
Irvin.
Loctar.
Irvin Ace Loctar.
That's right.
And there you go.
You will find me.
You will find him. And his
That's
music.
guaranteed.
Some great music as well. So
Yep.
kudos, and we want to wish you the best.
Thank you
we
very
look
much.
forward to everything that, now that you're stepping out of the comfort zone. We really can't wait to see what that means.
It's going to be a beautiful thing.
I think so
It's
too.
going to be great.
I
Great
think so
music,
too.
great fun, and great stories.
Absolutely. All right. We're in. We're in for it. We're here for it all. Did you know that the Donation Foundation has started a really wonderful project? It's almost to a wrap now, but wow, that's a good one. That's definitely a good one. Let's find out. I'm here with Diane, Donation Foundation, again, movements and listen. we've got to kind of running shoes on when we decide to stick to donation, because let me tell you, they are not letting up, and we're happy to see that. You know, our foundation is so passionate about, you know, what they've signed up for. So we have yet another mission.
Yes.
And I am excited about this one because she came to do an interview with me, but we have to do an interview with her first, because we need to find out what is going on here. What's the Voices of Peace?
It's the Voices of Peace project.
What's that about?
The Voices of Peace project is a project that we launched last year. It's about working with 75 rural women from the constituencies of Dennery, Micoud, and Vieux Fort.
Wow.
A big component of the Voices of Peace project is where our ambassadors are taught to use sign language. And one would wonder, why sign language? Of course, we are pushing the message of inclusivity.
Yes.
And most times we have our women who are deaf, and people are not able to communicate or to understand them. And we believe, as part of the project, that it is very beneficial to country, to our environment, and to our communities, that we now have 6 ambassadors who are trained in sign language. The Voices of Peace project is actually teaching our women, one, to be ambassadors, and also that they could advocate for persons living with disabilities from their communities. They could represent, and of course they could push that message of being of peace.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow. Wow. That's deep. That is so deep. So
Yes.
they are now fully trained?
As we speak, they are still undergoing training.
Nice.
However, they have been educated in terms of the Domestic Violence Act. How could they get that message across to people, not just in their community, but, you know, the people of St. Lucia? How could they better understand what is in it for, you know, us as a generation, as a people? So they are now trained when it comes to the Domestic Violence Act. They are trained when it comes to advocacy. They are trained when it comes to being that ambassador for persons who can't do it themselves.
Right. So tell me a little bit more. The program is got a timeline on it, or this is going to be an ongoing thing where you're going to keep training people and you're going to keep just, you know, putting people out there who are able to better, you know, communicate through sign language to advocate for the things that you would like to peddle?
One of the things that we as NGOs face, I believe, when it comes to funding, a lot of our funding for major projects come from overseas countries or external.
Including this one?
Including this one. It was actually funded by the government of Canada through the CFLI initiative.
Wow.
So, of course, there will be a timeline on it, which is expected to be this month. However, we have gotten some support from organizations like UNESCO, who will be helping us to get, you know, a lot further to other communities. So we are seeing that there will be continued engagement. There will be continued training for persons within, not just Dennery, Micoud, and Vieux Fort, but we are looking at other communities as well.
Spread it across the entire island. Oh, that's a great initiative. What about the trainees? How do they feel about it? How empowered are they now?
They feel very excited, very, very excited. We have some of our ambassadors, to include Miss Shan Lucien.
Oh, really?
She was actually the Carnival Queen for 2024.
Nice.
We have Adriana Louis, who is a teacher. And we also have Miss Charlena Breen, who is our Good Deeds Day for 2025. We also have, you know, a few of them. We have nurses, we have teachers, we have fire service personnel, and they are very excited. They are so excited that they now want to do a lot more. And not forgetting, we have Amanda King as well, who is on board with us, who is part of the DBS family.
Nice.
So she is on board with us learning the sign language as well.
Wow, this is amazing stuff.
Yes.
No, again, you faced it before, and I'll put it to you again before the fellas start and come at you. I'm going to give you a little taste of what you're in for, because the fellas going to say, so what happened? We don't want to learn sign languages too?
So, right. Very good question. And one of the things that we aim to do is we also have our Fathers Rise initiative.
Okay.
So we will be working a lot within that initiative to get our training, our messages, our advocacy for our men within the Fathers Rise component
Okay,
of
so
Donation
just
Foundation.
just hold your horses.
Yeah, just hold
We
it.
coming
We
to
coming
you.
to you.
Wow. So again, program is about to wrap up, but certainly we can look forward to some
Yes, yes.
continuity. So
Yes.
now that these ladies are trained, what is expected of them? How they're going to be programs where they deliberately go out into the communities, or they just have that skill set that if needs arise, they can utilize, or
They will be trained that we are going to have continued programs where we can utilize their
and
skills
go and
because
send them out. Right.
you know, in the various communities, because sometimes what happens, even if we learn sign language, it is not something that we do all the time if we don't go out there and do it.
Yeah.
But so we will be having further training, further engagement that they are able to use.
Utilize it.
We actually have one of our peace ambassadors who is deaf. So she will be there to really guide us when it comes to that.
Wow. You
Yes.
have it all sorted out, isn't it? Oh, man.
Yes.
Well, guys, I mean, come on. Like I said, Donation Foundation. If you have not heard of the name, I don't know what you've been doing, but certainly they have been putting in a lot of work, and they have covered a lot of grounds in some very, well, not the usual areas,
Yeah.
and I think it's commendable. So
Yeah.
thank you for always seeking out the areas in which the void is and filling that void.
Yes.
Thank you, Diane. Thank you and your team.
Thank
Wow.
you.
We're
Thank
happy
you.
to be on board as well.
Yes.
Big up Amanda.
Yes.
Welcome to your Holistic Path to Wellness with Dr. Tanya Bobran. Let's talk about the power and wellness of women at midlife. I've lived through the fire of midlife and I've come out more powerful on the other side. Midlife can feel like a mystery. Our bodies are changing, our hormones are shifting, and suddenly things that used to work just don't anymore. You may feel exhausted, anxious, wired but tired, gain weight even when you're eating clean, and even feel like a stranger in your own body. But let me reassure you, you're not broken, you're becoming. Midlife is not a crisis, it's a crossroad, a moment of deep reckoning and even deeper remembering. This is the time when your body asks, are you ready to live in alignment with who you truly are? It's not just about hormones, it's about wisdom. And when we listen, when we truly listen, we find that midlife is not the end. It's the activation of your next most powerful chapter. So how can we navigate this sacred and sometimes stormy season? I'm going to share 3 powerful tools that we use in my More Joy method to help women feel whole again, body, mind, and soul. The first tip I'm going to give you is to heal your metabolism with rhythm. At midlife, our metabolism slows down, not to punish us, but to protect us. Our bodies are craving for more rhythm, not more restriction. Some of the simple tools you can try is to eat at consistent times each day, prioritize protein first along with healthy fats, and give our bodies 12 hours between dinner and breakfast so that our bodies get a chance to detoxify properly. When our blood sugar is balanced, our mood, energy, and sleep will all improve. The second thing I want to talk about is supporting our nervous system. This is the nervous system decade. You may feel more anxious, more overstimulated, and find it harder to settle down. Start with 5 minutes of breath work daily. Grounding practices like walking barefoot on the earth or by the beach can also help. And restorative movement like yoga or stretching are powerful tools to reset our nervous system and move our body out of fight or flight and into rest and digest and repair mode, which is where deep healing starts. The third thing is to use our hormonal shifts to really get into a nervous system reset. Our bodies may need additional support like herbal remedies or even supplements to help us navigate that. Hormone testing is controversial but important, and we can look for things like hormone therapy or other supplements that may help us navigate this time in our lives. It's not about trying to be 25 years again. It's about becoming the strongest, healthiest versions of who we are right now. Midlife is not a decline. It's a reclamation. It's a time to finally put yourself at the center of your story, not out of selfishness, but out of self-love and self-honoring. You are not fading. You are ascending. And with the right support, the right tools, and the right care, you can move through this season, not just surviving, but thriving. I'm Dr. Tanya Bobran, and I'd like to remember that your joy, your power, your wellness are all still within you. Let's rise into this new season with purpose and power and passion, and let's do it together.
Well, we're wrapping up today, Wednesday, and I hope that you would have grasped or gathered something meaningful that you could walk away with that's going to enhance your life moving forward. We look forward to that. But here's something to leave with, and it's okay. What I'm about to share with you, if you ever experience that is okay as well. Sometimes people stop short and they really burden themselves down because, you know what, sometimes people don't appreciate the good that you do for them because they didn't want it to be done by you. And it's simple like that. Just accept that and move on. Enjoy.